All right, let's go ahead and get started. Now, I came on a little bit earlier today, did a few puzzles. I had to be somewhere at 11, so this is me returning. And we're going to see how well I do. I did do a few off stream. I did the Chronal, Tradle. I think that was it, just those two. So we're going to start off with Geoguesser. Daily challenge. With 2 hours left. So glad I got this done now. All right, we are in a very rural area. Driving on the left, or driving on the right, I mean. Okay. Where are we? There's a sign up ahead. All right, so we are somewhere Spanish. 3877, not sure where that is. I'm guessing Central America, maybe? Maybe Southern America? South America, I mean. Virtual cart. Do you see anything that might be indicative of where we are? Not really. She looks thrilled to be being photographed by a Google car. Let's see. Let's see if anybody's got a flag out on their lawn. So we do have Sergio Massa as president. That does not help. Continuing to look around for something that might help me know what country I'm in. Something on the sign, an internet top-level domain. I'm going to have to pick something soon because I've got 42 seconds left. Really don't have any idea. Haven't seen a flag. Go one more intersection down. All right, I'm gonna have to call it. Right, we're gonna go, I think we're just gonna pick here because I don't really have any idea. Argentina. Argentina plates use 2 styles of license plates. One type has what appears to be a black dot in the middle. I couldn't have told you that that was a black dot in the middle. So, yay. All right, off to a good start. All right, we got a bus right here. Let's see what I can tell from the bus. We're in Latvia. So that helps. Have that right away. Let's see. What city are we in? Is there a way for us to tell what city we're in? Looking for road signs. Riga, 34 miles in that direction. Okay. So let's go here to Riga. And how far would 34 miles be? It's a roundabout of some sort. I'm going to say that this is, because I don't know how far things are. I'm going to go with that. 32 miles. I was over there. And I will say, if that's 34 miles, that's about 34 miles. I feel like I actually got that pretty well done for guessing how much 34 miles is. Just wrong direction. Okay, so that is Vietnam. What else can we tell from the sign up ahead? Not really much else. Suppose the only thing that I can really tell you is that we are in Vietnam. That's kind of cool looking. Okay, so major thoroughfare here might have some street signs identifying where we are. I do see what looks like some sort of overhang, but those look like... How did I end up over here? Damn it. Yeah, that does not help me. Not really seeing anything else that would help me narrow down where we are. And I'm not seeing any street signs or route markers or anything that might tell me what road we're on. Just the moon stuff. That kind of looks like it's a welcome to sign. But I'm probably horribly wrong. All right. So needing to take a wild guess here, I'm going to go here. Wrong end of the country. So right, but so wrong. This, I do not know how I'm going to be able to tell where I am. Not sure what the license plate there is. Not that that would help me. We are deep in the middle of nowhere. All right, I really don't have a way to ascertain where we are. We're on a very long dirt road. Is this one of those ones where you have to look down at the Google car? You're like, this is what country we're in. Okay, we're finally coming up on not the forest. We've got these bales here. What are these? Some sort of town up ahead. Okay. Anything here that's going to help me identify where I am? These all have a very European style to them. Okay, so we are, I think we're somewhere in the Nordic countries. I think that that's about as best as I'm going to do. It does feel like we're on a major road, like a major dirt road. I mean, because that was pretty lengthy, so we're probably further up away from civilization. Let's go here. I really have no reason to guess otherwise. All right, 243 miles away, red dirt roads. Unpaved roads with red soil appear mainly in Dalarna and parts of Kalmar, Norrbotten, and Västerbotten in Sweden. Okay, at least I got the right country. I'll take that. All right. Again, middle of nowhere. Come on. Oh, we might not be able to go down this way. It's a shame. I see a statue there of somebody. That All right, somebody's famous home or something like that. Watch this be Tupelo, Mississippi. That was Elvis. I would not think that this was Elvis, by the way. Okay. That's Russian. So we're in Russia. Let's where's St. Petersburg? There's St. Petersburg. Let's go St. Petersburg today. All right, not even the right country. Good. Awesome. Top-notch bronze performance. Let's see if we can do better with Time Guesser, because this is Time Guesser I've been doing a lot better on. All right, so Ljubljana and Belgrade, so we're in Serbia. It's a flood of some form. So let's first of all head over to Serbia and try to find somewhere between Belgrade and Ljubljana. I'm saying wrong. So Ljubljana is one of the other ones, isn't it? Go up for North, yeah, for them. Moldova? No, not Moldova. Moldova's Chisinau. Which I know I'm probably saying wrong. Sarajevo, Zagreb. There we go. So that's one of the directions it's pointing to. That's the other direction it's pointing to. We have to be somewhere connecting these two. Looks like a pretty big city, so I'm going to say that we're in Zagreb. But then as far as the year goes, we're looking at some fairly old vehicles. So I'm guessing it may be this is post-war 1948, maybe? 16 years off, but 1.7 miles from the correct location. We were in Zagreb, so yay. Yeah, it was a hard set. I mean, that was, good morning, Steven Stop. That was a lot of like, hi, you're on a dirt road. Good luck. And I like how they said, oh, you know, the red soil is how you can identify this as being from this particular, you know, from Argentina. And then the next one they show you was also red road, which, all right. So this one, we are looking at languages. That is not Russian, but I do think Eastern European, which is kind of weird because I wouldn't expect us to be doing two straight in a row from Eastern Europe. If I had to guess, I'd say this is Warsaw, Poland. Station Slasky. Good morning, Bed Bath & Beyond. Bed Bath & Beyond. I'm just catching up on the message. Let's see. This is, I'm going to say allow. Yeah, I have no idea how they manage that either. I remember watching somebody go, you know, it's I can tell from the grass. Yeah, this is short grass, so we're probably somewhere in Macedonia. I'm like, okay. It's pretty impressive. What's the time frame? Time frame looks like the 70s, but I've been very, very wrong on some of these other ones. Narrow streets, tall buildings. We got a subway of some form. I'm going to go Warsaw. It says we're near some station, but I don't think I'm going to be able to find the station that easily. So we'll go there. I'm going to go 1978. 15 years off. Was Poland. Katowice? I'm not sure how to say that. But yeah, 161 miles off, so it's pretty far off. But, and 15 years off. I'm not doing well with the years for some reason. All right. This is interesting. So we're here at a car lot. The Tsar remains in seclusion. Dictator Edward's now leaving the throne. I feel like I should, like, get this. This feels to me like it's 1931, maybe. But in terms of where we are, okay, I don't think that that's as helpful as I think it is, because we don't really see, like, I don't think the street numbering or the route numbers are as up to date or like still the same. But if we can find an 18, great. Poke around for an 18, see if we find one. I feel like this is going to be like Connecticut or something like that. Or maybe New Jersey. Definitely has an East Coast feel to it. The signs all seem to point to somebody who is acting a little full of themselves. That's 17 down there. 37. I may just pick something at random here. I am going to go with my first instinct. This, like I said, it does feel East Coast, does not feel New York. It does feel more Pennsylvania or Maryland. I am going to go with near Atlantic City, 1931. All right, and Edward. Oh, I should have just gone. Well, Milwaukee would have been much better, I guess. I mean, Detroit would have been better. Vehicle carrying protest signs during a strike against the Edwards Motor Company and automobile dealership in Milwaukee during the Great Depression. So 6 years off. Signs accuse Edwards of ruling as a dictator and demand an end to his control of the company. Sure. All right, this is Tehran. This is after the death of the Ayatollah, which if I were better at American history or Iranian history, I would know. I want to say he died during the 80s. So let's go in the middle of here. 86, 87. Maybe 91? Let's go 91. 2 years off, I'll take that. 6.6 miles from the correct location. I'll take that as well. Thousands of mourners gathered around the grave of Ayatollah Ruhollah Khomeini at Behesht-e-Zahra Cemetery in Tehran, days after his passing from serious illness. A larger mausoleum complex was later constructed around his grave. I really should learn better pronunciation of foreign languages if I'm going to try to pronounce things in other languages. All right, this is a San Francisco trolley. Except it doesn't look like the languages in the background are not English. And I know that despite some beliefs by conservatives, we're not officially an English-speaking country. But it would surprise me that there was this big of a building and all that. Like, this all feels very, very Spanish. The Eusebio Prefettura strikes me as like a prefecture, like a word that means prefecture because it's very close in meaning. But it's hard to say. really just not getting it. And I'm not even sure what to look for on the map here in terms of the prefecture. I'm going to go Madrid, Spain. I am probably horribly wrong. I do see the S Francisco here. I mean, that does look like it should be in San Francisco, right? I'm going to trust my instincts that it is San Francisco. Let's go. Let's just go there. For the year, I'm going to say 19. I don't really have any good way to guess for the year. I'm going to go with 1919. 5 years off, and not even in the right continent. Yay! Cat tram bound for Largo de São Francisco de Paula, passing along Rua Senador Eusebio in the historic Cidade Nova district of Rio de Janeiro. Today, this entire scene is gone, as this scene and the surrounding blocks were demolished during the Estado Novo era redevelopment to make way for Avenida Presidente Vargas, opened in 1944. So 5 years off, at least I got that kind of close. But yeah, huge distance. So 32,057, and I am chagrined. That's my worst score yet. All right, map tap. Tap where you think this is, and we're just waiting for it to load. Let's go ahead and close these ones. We're just going to reload this again, see if that helps. I've been having some issues with my internet. I'm not sure why. Let's go to Geoguesser, see if that comes up. There we go. That comes up. We'll do that. All right, find this point. Park Street, Sumner Street, Clink Prison Museum, Winchester Palace, the Anchor, the Font Climbing Tree, Banksides. This feels to me like it might be Chicago. Clink Street Bridge, Eastern Arch. Oh, Tate Modern. This might be London. Yeah, that's the Thames. Okay, I take that back. I will say I'm pretty happy that I got it, that it was London before I went to the second thing. Like, it took me a while, but I got there. There we go, London. We want the Thames. Looks like we are right about here. Yeah, right up in here. Okay, what was the spot that we're actually trying to get? Oh, the original Globe, site of the original Globe Theater. Had I actually looked at what was under the thing, that might have helped. That would have been kind of a gimme. All right. Buried in Globe's Theater. Expert. All right, so this is Korean language, I believe. Looks like we've got a bit of an elevation here. Parking, though, so this has to be like the top of a monument. I'm hoping that that is like Korean. I feel like that I've embarrassed myself a lot on the Asian languages with my inability to distinguish Chinese and Japanese. Where are we? Like, there's so little to go on in terms of things I can sort of like look at and be like, okay, so that's where that is. It does feel like this border has to be important somehow. All right, so that's closer to the coast. I feel like once again, I'm probably on the wrong thing. And my mouse is not cooperating with me. That's a national border, so that should be a little bit more helpful than I think it is. Are we in North Korea? We are. We're in North Korea. Holy cow. All right. What squiggle is this? Trying to figure it out from here. Yeah, I wasn't even close. So looks like we're over here. Yeah, I think this is it right here. There we go. All right, found it in Mount. Nope, not saying it. Not saying it. Diamond Mountain. Mountain Massif in Gangwon Province, North Korea. Known for its scenic beauty since ancient times. All right. I'll take that. I found that in 229, so that meant I had 231 left on the clock. And then for the other one, what did I have? Found the treasure in 127. That meant I had 333 on the clock. Let's try map tap one more time. This does not seem to want to load, so we're going to skip that today. Metazoa. As usual, we're going to start with Giant Panda. All right, tetrapod vertebrate animals belonging to the clade Amniota. Includes a large majority of living terrestrial and semi-aquatic vertebrates. So if that's the highest level of connection, that means we're not dealing with a mammal. So let's go Oriole, just to get a bird. Except they don't know what an Oriole is. So, all right, that was a lucky guess. Thrushes are a passerine bird. Includes Old World flycatchers, European robins. It also includes something called the chat. I've never heard of a chat. Let's go thrush. There's no thrush in there. Flycatcher? There's no flycatchers. Okay. Chickadee? I'm not sure what else is in the passer. Oh, passerine would be pigeon, right? Okay. Dove? No. Turdidae. And then Neo-Aves. It has been Giant Panda. I was not doing dailies at the time that it was Giant Panda, so I missed it. Maybe Nuthatch? Warbler. Bird. I guess let's go Blackbird. I don't think Blackbird's in the thrush family. Closer than these two, though. Let's go Raven. Oh. Raven is separate. It's in the Passera forms, but not in Turdidae. Sparrow? I really am just clutching at straws here. Because again, I don't even know what's in this category, so HR. And I also don't know what's in their database, so they might not actually have it. Let's go Wren. Okay. Darling? No. Nightingale. Oh, hey, what do you know? Common nightingale, Rufous nightingale, or simply nightingale, small passerine bird, best known for its powerful and beautiful song, often described as one of the most beautiful sounds in nature. Okay. Had it with 11 remaining. Lyrical. It's either you know it or you don't. When you were here before, couldn't look you in the eye. You're just like an angel. Your skin makes me cry. Go with angels like you. Nope. You float like a feather, sting like a bee. Welcome back, Momo. All right, Steven Styles got it. In a beautiful world. Let's go beautiful world, maybe? How about Christina Aguilera's Beautiful? Nope. Creep. Radiohead. Okay. All right. I actually do. I sort of like am familiar with Creep, but I actually have never. I don't think I'm familiar with the song. Like I know of the song, but I'm not a Radiohead fan, so DNF. All right, on to the movies. This is where I get to like show off a little bit. So, which I say, but I now will embarrass myself. Albert Brooks, Hugh Jackman, Angelina Jolie, Owen Wilson, loses a race, conducts an investigation, gets stuck in a love triangle, goes on an adventure to save a rival, to recover an artifact, to find a missing child. Where's the other one? At a news station. In this animated film, in this crime thriller, in this romantic drama, in this action film. Albert Brooks was in a he was in a newsroom in the movie, I want to say it's Broadcast News. That doesn't seem right. No, yeah, he's at a news station, gets stuck in a love triangle, and it's a romantic drama. So I think we want to move at a news station up here. There we go. And then in this romantic drama up here, Broadcast News. Good. These three are still highlighted, which means that I feel like this is either going to connect here or it's simply just another line. This does seem like it is Tomb Raider. So I think we want to swap this here and we want to move this up here. Good. Owen Wilson loses a race in this animated film to save a rival. That's going to be Cars. And then Hugh Jackman conducts an investigation in this crime thriller to find a missing child. That is going to be... Oh, it's the one with it's got a maze-like logo to it. It's, man, it is going to bug me. And I'm just going to swap them. We'll find out in just a moment. Prisoners. There we go. All right, so we still have a fifth one to find. So Albert Brooks, Hugh Jackman, Owen Wilson, or Angelina Jolie. Let's see. Owen Wilson feels like he would get stuck in the love triangle a lot. But that means he would either have to be finding a missing child or in this crime thriller. I don't think that would really work. Hugh Jackman gets stuck in plenty of love triangles. And it's definitely been in a lot of action films. Hugh Jackman. Let's move you up here. Oh, that didn't really help. Romantic drama with Owen Wilson. There's plenty of those. All right, at a news station to find a missing child, to recover an artifact, or to save a rival. Watch it be none of not maybe it uses two of the stars and just one of the locations and none of the purposes. Albert Brooks goes on an adventure in this animated film to find a missing child. That's Finding Nemo. Yeah. Got it. All right. Thank you, Mo. All right. The Incredible Burt Wonderstone, Tetris, Jobs, Justice League, Now You See Me, The Social Network, La La Land, The Illusionist, 2006, Blackberry, Tomorrowland, Joker, Jonah Hex, Catwoman, Practical Magic, Zombieland, and Copland. All right. So The Incredible Burt Wonderstone, Now You See Me, those involve Magician, so does The Illusionist, and Practical Magic. So, yeah, although Practical Magic is more of an actual witch thing, but we'll put you guys together. Okay, so that's magic. I'm guessing that what we're looking for is so-and-so was a magician. So I think maybe going across here, now we want Jesse Eisenberg. But no, I think yeah, I think Zombieland is going to go here. Yep, that's the crosser. This is going to be like Tetris, Social Network, Jobs, and Blackberry. It's like tech, like how was tech invented? Stupid movies. I guess this is just land. Tomorrowland, La La Land, Copland, and then finally DC characters. And he was in the Justice League movie as Lex Luthor, Jesse Eisenberg. There we go. That was quick. So quick, I can fix the fact I did not actually do frame today. All right, well, this is obviously a very distinctive picture, so let's go Castaway. Oh, it wasn't Castaway. What a surprise. Skull Island? Like Kong Skull Island, maybe? Nope. Spanish conquistadors in the background there, I think. I have no clue on this one. Let's go 1492 Conquest of Paradise. Oh, it's not in here. Columbus. No. Okay. What else? What other movies about Spanish conquistadors could we come up with? Oh, let's just choose the Pirates of the Caribbean. All right. Rob Roy, maybe? Will Braveheart? What is this? Ferdinand and Isabella? It's Don Quixote. Because that's Terry Gilliam. Good morning, Waterfall. Is that not Terry Gilliam? The thing is, that does not look like... I'm now wondering which one, like who Oliver Reed was, but I will say, like I was saying Castaway in a picture that has no people in it. So, you know. And I don't recognize that person. I don't recognize that person. I'm gonna go with Don Quixote. I'm probably wrong. Because I don't think it was ever ever released. I think his Terry Gilliam's Don Quixote was never actually made available. I'm supposed to get it from these two. Like, I should be able to get it, but I am just not. Man of La Mancha, maybe? No. No idea. Godspell. Not in here. Okay. Oh, there was a Castaway and a Castaway. Yeah. That is always the important thing to remember, is that Castaway is 2 words. Maybe Cortez, something about Spanish conquest. Ferdinand. Let's go Green Knight. So I need to pick something and just move off of this. I'm clearly not going to get it. Yeah, I was not going to get that. I was definitely not going to get that. Aguirre, The Wrath of God. 1972 adventure action starring Klaus Kinski, Helena Roja, Del Negro, Spanish soldier Lope de Aguirre, looking for El Dorado. Yeah, that was rough. Holy cow. DNF. Movie to movie. Death Sentence and Punch Drunk Love. So Kevin Bacon is a pretty easy one to get from place to place. Adam Sandler, Emily Watson, Philip Seymour Hoffman, Luis Guzman, Marilyn Rodskube, some other folks. Okay, so Kevin Bacon, Kelly Preston, John Goodman, Aisha Tyler. Mr. Terrific, Eddie Gadigi. Kathigi. I'm not sure how to pronounce his last name. He was also in the Justice League movie. Or not the Superman movie. John Goodman has been in a ton of films, as has Kevin Bacon. I feel like there's something that John Goodman and Emily Watson was in together. So I'm going to go with Emily Watson. And then hopefully I can find something that Kevin Bacon or John Goodman was in. Or one of the many other people who popped up. But so far not having much luck here. Part of it is that I'm not sure, like, I don't really recognize a whole lot of these movies. And even if I recognize them, I don't necessarily recognize who else was in them. Like, Red Dragon was Edward Norton, Anthony Hopkins. Yay. Losing Defense. I actually remember seeing that movie. That was a good movie. Cradle Will Rock. I feel like that's gotta be a good connector. Only Watson's been around. Let's go Cradle Will Rock. I think I can go Philip Baker Hall. Wait, was... Now I forget which one Philip Seymour Hoffman was in. Because that's not going to do me any good to go from... Oh, wait, Bill Murray. Bill Murray and Kevin Bacon, Bill Murray and John Goodman. Jack Black and Kevin Bacon. Jack Black and John Goodman. Paul Giamatti, another actor, has been in a ton of stuff. John Turturro has been in a ton of things. John Turturro and John Goodman were together in a movie, right? I don't remember what the movie was. That's the problem. Cars 2, Passion. Oh, if you ever get a chance to watch Miracle at St. Anna, that is an amazing movie. What am I thinking? Like, I feel like there's something I'm thinking of, and it's going to bug me that I can't come up with it. I don't think I'm going to find it. Oh boy. Big Lebowski. There we go. All right. 3. Shortest possible was 2. So Kelly Preston through Old Dogs through Elise Guzman. That's rough. Apparently at some point I should watch Old Dogs because so many, like I've seen a number of these go through Old Dogs. It's not actors I like. Real bird, fake bird. Which are these are real rabbit breeds? Real. Page, fake. Real. Fake. 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 All right, a whopping 2 out of... Apparently they were all real today, so good to know. Redactyl. Momo went from Death Sentence to Kevin Bacon, A Few Good Men, Tom Cruise, Mission Impossible 3, Philip Seymour Hoffman, Punch Drunk Love. That is a good sort of like good sort of passing through. And hi, Dee Dee. All right. 7. The blank was the blank of blank blank. So I'm guessing this is first came into use. From the this is kind of throwing me a little bit. Like, is this going to be a methodology? Is this going to be a product? I mean, it kind of looks like invention should be here, but that's too long. Introduction or something. Into 3. That's kind of a weird one. For this one, if you want to throw out a guess as to a word, I will take a guess. I will also make a ton of noise by moving back and forth in my chair. So, yeah. First came title. Okay. Was, let's go Emperor. That came into use from of English. Captain. Not captain. President. Ruler. Okay. Other names for rulers. Like ancient. Of ancient, it's not going to be Greece. Italy? Spain. Japan. China. Asia. Dynasty. Okay. Turkey. Egypt. Pharaoh. Pharaoh spelled differently. There we go. All right. Sorry, I just saw Dauphin. The pharaoh was the monarch of ancient Egypt. Title came to use in the 18th dynasty onwards. And blah, 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 blah. All right, cool. Bracket City. China only has one of these zones. Time. Okay, so time, screen, time many parents try to limit, number of Ds for a screening of the Odyssey that might leave you soaked. Okay, that is just wrong. Misplace is lose. Lose on purpose is throw. Type of bows that deck the halls. Boughs of holly. Bali, holly, India. Word that's likely derived from the South Indian Dravidian word kari. Curry? Okay. Throw made by Steph Curry more than 90% of the time is a free throw. If it's on this, it's free. The house. Okay. Number of Ds for a screening of the Odyssey that might leave you soaked. 3. What's next? Blank letter sin that sounds like it's 2. Then something color. Okay, so it's going to end up being greenhouse effect. So green is the color of envy, which is a 4-letter sin. $100. Nailed it. All right, Cascadal. This is kind of a tough one to actually figure out what the best possible score could be. Because you got to, well, it's a 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, right? So that means it's a total of 25 squares. That's going to be your best possible score is 25. Saw. War. Way. All right, good. So we do have a way, a W and a Y. We don't have any of the given vowels, so it's either going to be I or O. Probably I. I would say wiry, but it's not going to be wiry. It could also be W-O blank Y, but that seems unlikely. It also could be W-Y blank blank, but that also seems unlikely. Wiley. Okay. We have an I, L, Y, and N, and no vowels other than the I. So, given that, I feel like it's got to have an O in it. No, no, I take that back. Lindy, maybe? Okay, that's close. Lying. That's probably better. That would have been a better one to go with. All right, so we have an E, Y, I, N, an L, and then a G. So we should be able to get this. Guyline. No, there's no G in it. I'm sorry, byline. There we go. We have a B, I, and Y. So this is bicycle. 42. Like I said, that is a tough one to get a perfect score on. Time for food guesser. If it loads. It does not seem to be loading. Let's go crosswordle. All right. This looks rough. Eagle, maybe? So this is a G. We know that it's got to have, like, maybe legal. Okay, that works. Yeah, you have to look into the first word being perfect and then getting every word perfect after that. Like, you can do it in 5 guesses if you're psychic. Guess G at the start there. Maybe groom? I have an I and a U left, and I can't use any other letter again that I've already used. So, like, I could use pitch, would work really well. Doubtful. I like to go nth and O just because it covers 3 consonants, 3 vowels pretty quickly. I could go pithy. Actually, I could go putty, I think. Okay. And then for the last one, I can do 2 I's. Actually, let's go Buddy. And then that leaves me Pitch for the top. All right, 1 minute 36. It's good. It's good that they recognize that there's multiple solutions for that one, because that is a tough one to really like make unique, especially given that the first two rows. Good morning, Fatty. All right, we're gonna not do that. So next up, we're gonna go and start a Saturday New York Times down only. We ready, folks? Yeah, it's a cool DL, and I like the concept. I like that it requires a different knowledge set, and it's a little bit more flexible. All right, take your wagers as to the time that this is going to take me. Continue. Saturnalia events. These are going to be orgies. 2012 to 2016 host of the Grammys. I feel like that's going to be Atlanta. Soaring expense. Airfare. Certain Weanling. Nerve centers hubs. Lady Marmalade Grammy winner of 2001. Rye bread. Member of a holiday team. Prancer. That's looking pretty ugly. All right. Morse Toto totally dots. It's all dots because O is 3 dots, T is 1 dot. It's all dots. Mottos, I think, is the longest thing that you can do that is all dots, but I could be wrong. Telegraph extension. Shoulder to hip belt. Oh, not a holster, right? One who's green after seeing red, the Hulk. Stain free. Auto reply message is a honk. Media giant since 1982. CNN, Time Warner. Get some help with transportation. Car share? 21 down runs them. Good question. Shaggy Scottish dog is gives credit lens. Sound of power. Red English cattle. Figure in the high 60s. Why look-alike? Genre of some of Yoko Ono's art. Cubist, Art Deco? No, because it wouldn't have art in the clue. My anger got the best of me. Nimbleness. Scandalous Monet painting of 1863. Nude lad. No, it's not going to be that. Knocked for a loop. Yank in Yucatan. It's going to be Yankee. Although that's putting a Q right at the end of 55. That's not looking good at all. Facilitates. Relatives of stilettos or heels. Could be Dirks as well. Cry of surprise. Ski boots and such. Gear, just maybe. Like bodybuilders' bodies. Is for a group are. Word with soup or salad. That's going to be bar. Okay, so this is looking disgusting. So, member of a holiday team. There's Comet, Cupid, Dasher, Dancer, Vixen, Prancer, Rudolph. I know that this is probably wrong, so I'm going to take away this. And airfare also seemed wrong. Like, I like the idea that it's air of some form. Pubs, I think, is going to be nerd. I think that that is correct. I forget who won the Grammy for Lady Marmalade. It's not Lady Gaga. Rye bread feels right, but I feel like there's also a ton of other things that that could be. Let's get rid of honk. It's got to be beep. Let's take these out. Let's just take these all out. Okay, so this could be Omaha. But telegraph extension, I'm not sure what that might be. A bandolier, that's too long. Stain free. Okay, let's look down here. Yank in Yucatan, I feel like is going to be something else because this is looking really rough. I'm also going to take out... These two are correct. I'm pretty sure that these two are correct. So let's get rid of gear because I don't think we're going to have two A's going across. And let's get rid of Yankee. So for those of you at home keeping track, this is a horrible start. All right. Because even heels might not be correct. Because relatives of stilettos could be dirks. Dirks I actually like a little bit better. Because I like the R-A blank K. Although being in this position doesn't really make me feel confident. Red English cattle. 21 down runs them. It's not Emmys, maybe? I'm not wild about it. Maybe something milkshake going across? That would put a K there. S there. H here. Yeah, none of those look like... None of those support milkshake. I am not even sure where to go. All right. Lens. Please tell me that I was confident. Okay, so gives credit, lens. I feel like that is going to be... That is definitely right. Who runs the Emmys? What conglomerate has existed since 1982? Where to go now? All right, 2012 to 2016, host of the Grammys. So maybe we're thinking of the person who hosted. And I don't know who hosts the Grammys anymore. Soaring expense. I do really want that to be AIR. Airfare. But if it's airfare, then what's this? Maybe this is Rebels. Maybe I'm just completely wrong on a lot of this. Epicurean looks like it could go across. Roadhogs I really like as a possible going across here. Certain Weanling would be a deer of some form. So if that's a C, that's not going to work for DC. So forget Roadhogs and Epicurean. If this is R... Actually, if this is V blank R blank B, what is this going to be? Is this going to be... Storing expense. Bag charges. What else could blank bread be? Rye bread, dry bread, wet bread, hot bread, canned bread. Rye feels like the only thing that really fits. But I don't like... Well, if this is rye, this is probably going to start with an E, and this is probably going to be an S. Member of a holiday team, starting with an S, would be a mall Santa, maybe. Maybe it's not one of the reindeers. Saint Nick. Do you know they're making a Violent Night too, by the way? Let's take you out. If this is Hubs and this is Rye, this looks ugly. Not possible. It's not. It's possible, but it's looking ugly. Epicurean, epic. How's everyone else doing today? Media Giants since 1982. TriStar, Orion, Sony, Paramount, Peacock, NBC. Sound of Power. Oh, excellent, excellent. This isn't a Cairn, right? This guy, I'm thinking of something else. Cairn is like a kid. Shoulder to hip belt feels like it's going to end with ER. I still want this to be Omaha. If this is RK, this is probably going to end with less. Then what would be stain-free might be sinless? Sinless does not sound good. It would work with this and this, but it wouldn't work with this. Doesn't mean it's wrong. What do I have going across here? I mean, this could be NG, maybe Ague. Akita? Is an Akita a Scottish dog? Oop, sorry. Sound of Power. Oomph. No, that looks horrible. I was thinking yokels going across. I don't like this because I don't like IRKS. So I think that this is wrong. If this is O, then Works, Forks, Parks. I don't like Parks. I'd put a P there. Figure in the high 60s. An elder. I mean, I feel like what it's trying to hint at is somebody who is above the age of 60, right? Somebody who's a sexagenarian, not quite 70, but you know, there. But elder just feels like no. If that's elder, do we get anything here that might look good? No. Get some help with transportation. Hitch a ride, hitch a hike. Car share looks like it might, no. Because this looks like it's going to be envy. Y lookalike is probably going to be epsilon, right? Or is it epsilon that looks like a Y? Genre of some of Yoko Ono's art. Nouveau, like my anger got the best of me. My bad. Whoopsie. I'm calm now. I'm chill. I overreacted. Why did I think I could do this? Cry of surprise. It's probably going to be oh ho. Like bodybuilders' bodies. Fit, swole. If this is oh ho, that's probably a G. Big? It's not going to be big. It's not going to be T blank T or something like that. G blank T. Yeah, this is rough. Ski boots and such. Relatives of stilettos. Yank in Yucatan. Yank in Yucatan. I really want that to be Yankee. But again, that puts a Q at the end there. Which is not impossible. Just really unlikely, especially you right after it. And an I after that. Like, none of that looks good. Gringo, maybe, but that feels... Gringo just feels like that would be not acceptable to put in a puzzle. It does work really well with the crossers. Knocked for a loop. Let's go with stunned. Stunned, I'm still trying to do this. I don't think that is going to be Gringo anymore, because that blank TG, unless it's Magic the Gathering. Nimbleness. Would be agility, I think. Maybe just agility. But then look at that. That is not going to work. YER is just not looking good. That is definitely going to be an S. Dirks, something ankles. It rankles. Facilitates means that this is probably going to be an S as well. Which I hate doing that because I feel like that is that's just asking for trouble. If this were something other than bar, like soup bar, salad bar, those work great. But if it were, this could be agility. And then this could be streakers, maybe. That would put an A here. We could still get gear, actually. Let's assume that this is wrong, as it turns out, as is this. Streakers. Actually, streaking. I'm guessing that's streaking. And this is, in fact, Ringo. It could go either way. Year, is this year 0? It's not going to be year 0. Years ago? Years ago. Pea salad, pea soup. I like the IA at the end of there. Maybe Olympia. Yeah, Olympia. This is Gimli. Olympia. This is Knocked for a Loop. Reeling. Diaper pin. And agility. And I finally feel like I'm actually getting somewhere. Holy moly. Okay, so why can I not get this? Facilitates pads? Doesn't feel quite right. I feel like this is going to end with up. Get some help with transportation. Let's get rid of Oho, because this doesn't feel right. I feel like it's cheating if I go and look to see what an epsilon looks like. I feel embarrassed that I should know what an epsilon looks like, and as well as an epsilon, but what would this be if it were U or E? Sound of power. Grunt. Crackle, zap. Is it sound of like electric power? Whir. If this is Elder. Elder works here. It puts Spire, I think, maybe. But I'm not liking this. And this could be Spiro. This could be only. Carpool is not going to work because it's not long enough. And we need something that is in the singular. Not in with us. I really am not looking at the acrosses. It's occasionally I double click and it's just that's what happens. Let's get rid of this because I am not entirely convinced that this is correct. Try to go back up here and see what we can get. Let's say this is sinless. What could this be going across? Omani? still really want that to be the Hulk. I feel like the Hulk is definitely going to be correct. Telegraph extension. I mean, telegraph extension with a question mark makes me feel like we have to have some sort of word or some sort of three-letter thing coming after telegraph. Kahi, Omahi. If that is a vowel in the third letter of O blank blank HI, that makes 11 look really bad. I kind of want that to be a consonant and like a vowel right below it. Ducks, maybe, tween. Shoulder to hip belt. It's going to go across here. Not a bandolier, not a sash. Why did I agree to do this? Why did I think that this was a good idea? ABC. Sony, YouTube. It's not, I mean, YouTube since like 2000. It's not 1982. CNN, Time Warner, um, Fox. US Weekly, Us Weekly, USA Today. USA Today, I think, would have come out in 1982. It kind of looks like it works with some of the crossings. But then USA Today runs what? I still think that this is beep. So let's go ahead and put beep in here. That's looking like Deus or Zeus. If it's Zeus, I mean, what would Holiday Blitzen? How about Blitzen? Okay, I like Blitzen just simply because it puts an L before that B. But now I got a ZP, so that's not going to be it. I'm thinking about 24 across, and if it does start with a C, then maybe it's comps, carps. Just don't know what we would, what the Holloway. If it's Zeus or Deuce right above it. Okay, if it's Zeus, I need a vowel right below it. So like an I. I would work really great there. If oh, networks. I'm betting this is networks. Sound of power. No, the problem with networks is that puts it. This makes this look really bad, really bad crossing. Mailman, something man, snowman. I like man at the end of this. I cannot think of anything that would go here. And the thing is, like, there's nothing about this that is locked down except for maybe the Hulk. This is not going to be like Snowman or something like that. Rye bread, 8 bread. It's rye. It's going to end with something like this is looking bad. I wonder if Hubs is incorrect. I've been keeping that in forever. But let's take that out. Certain weanling. Bambi, maybe? Or is Bambi a yearling? Am I confusing yearling and weanling? I think I am. So clearly just 14 across, starts with E, ends with B. Escape sub. Let's see, what would this be going down? Want a vowel there, and I want a vowel there. And I want a consonant there. A vowel there. Career networks, maybe? So assuming that this is a two-word phrase, this could be club. It's not Sia, right? Sia wasn't the lady, the winner in Calamity Marmalade, right? Let's say Sia was. What would this be? I am. Certain weanling. Weanling is like a little youngin. Let's put airfare back in here. Let's say this is elfin. Does that help? Not really. We go back to orgies. Guess this comes out. I don't know. I think I might have bitten off too much for me to chew. I'm going to be honest. I really want this to be an A, but I can't think of anything for blank A blank less. Marless. And if it's an I, there's nothing that I can think of that would go here. Maybe network is wrong. Very likely. I was thinking parks as another possibility, but the problem is all the words I can think of that would go here, like angels. Not that I can think of any other words that can go here. You really wouldn't have N followed by a consonant. You'd have N followed by a vowel, but this does not look like it's going to be followed by a vowel. This looks like it's going to be a consonant. If anybody has a guess for any of these, I will be open to guesses. Sound of power. Were was another one I was thinking of. Except we wouldn't have two gears, right? Let's get rid of this. Yeah, does epsilon look like a Y? Or am I just being stupid? Hey, welcome the Rogue Toad. Upsilon does. Okay. So I had a feeling it was one of those two. Feel free to offer a guess for Karen Terrier is a dog. Okay. See, the thing is, like, this is dots. I mean, it's Morse Toto totally is all dots. So this is one I should have had a while ago. That means that this is going to be an L. This is probably AHL. Let's get rid of these. Epaulet. Oh, dits. That's right. It's dits and dats. Oh, epaulet does not look good there, does it? Nothing looks good there. Okay, let's get rid of that altogether. Right, if that is an I, this could be Idaho. That would work, but then what would this be? This would be something O-less. Dotless? Oh, does, yeah. That would make more sense. And I think that does work a little bit better now. Because I think that there's some words that this could be. Like Amahai, I think. I want this to be AHL. Maybe IC. Something tricks. Room. Universal donor. This is universal donor. All right, I'm going to look away from the chat for a moment so that I can try to see if I can make some progress with universal donor. But that is definitely correct. All right. This looks like it's Glam or Guam. Oh, this is going to be D+. It's a grade in that area. This is one AIDS. Okay. Which means this is probably get a ride. Nope. Bum a ride. Still don't know what this is. Jedi mind tricks. And our host of the Grammys is LL Cool J. That means this is not orgies or revels. Although it could be revels. It could be VCR cassette or something like that. SLR would be a phrase, an acceptable phrase. EOF wouldn't work though. All right, but that helps a lot. That's going to be Dover, I think, for the red English cattle. Gives credit is going to be sites. I still don't know what they run. Maybe the Obies? Do they run the Obies? Also, Ote does not look good. Devon. How about Devon? And then this is et al. Still not wild about that. This is going to be Pelosi. I lost it. New something. Or Neo something. Cry of supplies is... Okay, so got quite a bit here. That definitely helped open things up. Thank you for the ones that you gave me, like Karen. Karen was definitely good to get because I was so convinced it wasn't Karen. And hi, BZL111. I'm sorry I didn't say hi to you earlier. Is it BZL11 or BZI1? BZL11, sorry. I really want this to be Obies. That just does not look good. Oh, excellent. Thank you. Yeah, this is a recent thing that I've been doing on both YouTube and Twitch. Trying to get back into it. Ashbread? Ashbread is a thing, right? Let's see if I can get this, finish this up. So this is probably Helen. Except Helen does not look good there. Is there anything else here? Because I'm not convinced that it's AHL. That just feels like it would not work. But maybe He-Man? And Ormalu is am I think Ormalu, is that I don't think that's it. I'm thinking Ormalik, but no. What about Aloha Stain Free? Something else altogether. Telegraph extension. You know what 11 down is? Are the letters that I have there correct? Okay, so maybe alpha? I was thinking epaulet before, but that doesn't really work here. An epaulet goes on the shoulder. So it wouldn't be an epaulic or a pollock or whatever that would be. kind of like the idea of an S being at the front. Like dust going across. Uh, BZL, what do you have for 11 down? Asahi. That's the thing I was trying to think of. It's Asahi is a beer. Baldric. That's Telegraph Ease, I guess. I'm not wild about that, but Motley Crue works. Oh, good. Save some for me. All right. Let's try to figure out the rest of this nonsense. We got 3 clues left here, and we have to figure out some way to make this all work. I kind of want this to be ending with a Y. This could be V, this could be N. So this is a consonant. Oh, whoa. Or maybe we. So we see that doesn't really work because these would all have to be consonants. I'm surprised how difficult this clue is, like bodybuilders' bodies. Saturnalia events. Certain weanling. Nerve centers. I'm going to go back to hubs. Scrub something? Scrub fire? That's Sia. Maybe this is wrong. Is this maybe boops? I need to figure out this because this is just not right. At least it doesn't look right because ETAE is not a thing. Gives credit, I'm pretty sure, is going to be Sykes. This one I do not know at all. In fact, let's just go ahead and take this out as well. Because if I make this onus, I can go back to honk on this one. Still not liking this. Part of a holiday team. If this is honk, this is probably a consonant. What if this is say ah? Let's get rid of Sia. Go back to this. Dang, this is rough. If this were actually hubs, would anything work here? And I don't think anything would. Let's take out airfare. Let's take out this S. If it's orgies, it's GC something. If it's revels, it's VC something. So something else altogether. Feasts, maybe? Feast I like. That I think works. So let's take this out because I wonder if it's a Elihu root. Elihu root works with a couple of the answers I've had so far. Airfare. Then maybe Shote. Shote, I think, is a type of weanling. Pubs. Let's go Sia. No. MR something. I forget who it is, but it's something. This is going to be Flash Mob. I really want this to be Elihu root. A reply message. I really wanted that to be beep or honk. This is looking like acrobatic. Is Flash has got to be wrong. Flash Mob, I mean. Because I can't think of, like, there's no O pred. But there was an artist blank RA, right? Like Zra or something like that. I don't think acrobatic is going to work here because of the TC. I feel fairly confident that the rest of this is correct. I feel fairly confident in Atoll here. Patty, if you have the bottom of the grid, what do you have for 54? Was it MRA? Cut. Oh, cut is really good. That is, can't believe I didn't. Oh, and this is oh my. And that's Trump d'Oeil. That's French for French. No, cut is definitely looking good. This is going to be P. No, Neo-Dada. That's Neo-Dada. So it's like Dada, but newer. It's kind of a weird thing to say. And that should do it for down there. Okay. Pretty sure Elihu root is correct. If Elihu root is correct and Flash and Acrob are correct, this has got to be acrobatic, but our acrobatic doesn't work with TC. So what else could go here? Acrobat, acrobial, MRA, and OO bread, and BO something. I'm thinking Christmas, but what if it's not Christmas? What if it's something else altogether? Yeah, I wanted that to be a Yahoo Yale. Yahoo Yale. It's yeah, there we go. It is in fact Blitzen. It's going to be oat bread. It's going to be MYA. Acrobatic doesn't work, but EC that does. Auto reply message is an echo. This is looking like Obies, which means maybe this is wrong. Because I'm not entirely sure that this is correct. Because that does not look right. Obits. There we go. They run the obits. All right. Thank you for all the assistance. I could not have gotten through that. That was rough. Oh my Lord. I don't think I've done one of these and had it gone over 45 minutes. And that is not my normal time for a Saturday, obviously. My normal time for a Saturday is like 8 to 10 minutes. But that was rough. Let's go back to the puzzle. Spontaneous public gathering, flash mob, balance sheet data. Collegiate school was renamed in 1718 for Elihu Yale. Sushi bar brew Asahi. Acrobatic, Paris attraction is, of course, Helena Troy. Sofas for coin collectors, I like that as a clue. Precisely to a T. Red, White, and Crew, 2005 rock album. Nice way to clue. Thank you. I think both the Universal Donor, having Universal Donor and Jedi Mind Tricks finally go in was really like the difference between floundering and not floundering. Right. Always, someone always good for a few pints, Universal Donor. That's a nice clue for that. Soon, Daisy. A couple, that's the second Jay Gatsby clue in there. IDs. I've never heard of coup d'oil, and we had coup d'etat earlier, which is interesting. Activity for when there's nothing going on. Streaking, nice. Natty, back in the day. All right. Well, given that this puzzle came out in 2016, I'm sure they did get letters about Gringo. I'd be kind of curious to see if there was reaction at the time from like Rex Parker or from Fill Me In. But yeah, Gringo, I would not use that in a puzzle. I think I've actually like had that as a possibility for puzzles and not been entirely happy with it. All right, so folks, that is going to do it. Thank you so much for sticking with me today. I'm going to be back tomorrow. I'm going to be doing a listener cryptic finally. And let me see if I can get that daily puzzle back up that was not showing up before, because I would like to try to get Food Guesser. Yeah, something's holding off with it. I think there's something with the ad checkers or ad blocks, because you can see some of these are not loading up. All right, folks, thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you all tomorrow. You just finished yesterday's numerical listener. I applaud you. I cannot do the numerical listeners, and I do not want to ever do the numerical listeners. Just don't want to do it. All right, take